Hey music fans, as a roadie I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rock Star. Have you ever heard of a band called LOVEBITES?
No, I'll just say no instead of my wild guess where I find out later that LOVEBITES, that two-piece band out of Japan that has all of their videos with classic old American cars in it, but it's campy and for some reason there's a hot dog in it. How did I do? LOVEBITES. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't have that video loaded up. We'll jump to something though. My next guest on my Road Dogs and Rock Gods series is Spencer Fischer. He climbed his way to the top in a little bit different way than a lot of the guests I've had on. He's a radio DJ. He's been a DJ for 30 years, starting at the world famous KROQ. Here in Los Angeles, he's seen many a band that he played the first spin on go all the way to the top to become some of the biggest bands in the world. And so I wanted to bring him on to see what he had to say about your favorite band. Let's do this. This is LOVEBITES. There is no hot dog in this video, but it's a wonderful live performance, my friend. And I kind of know what musical stuff you like in general. But I think you're gonna really dig this, so we'll find out.
That's a lot of holes in a cymbal for somebody that's not gonna go completely hard AM. So let's do this.
Okay, cool. I love it. Okay, sorry. What did you think?
If you're at any concert and the band brings out those podiums up front, you're in for a show. There's just the regular stage is not enough. So when a band brings out those podiums, they know it. They know that they are a next level of entertainment. I did not even look at the time or the progress bar at the bottom. I was completely enthralled in the musicianship that is probably some of the best we've seen of the day. By the way, Electric Callboy brings out those podiums as well. Like, we know we're a show when they bring out those podiums and they put people up on that. I mean, I don't know what kind of backlash this is going to get, but there's kind of an American sentiment that's like, whatever you're doing, somebody in Japan probably put a little more time in and is better at it than you. This is what every band is afraid is happening in Japan right now. Yeah, I'm in like a dad band where I play bass right now. I'm going in on Tuesday and be like, guys, we're going to have to try harder. Have you seen Love Bites? They have dual shredding guitarists. Both of those ladies carry their own weight and then some. That bassist, that's a strong hand on that bass. No fret buzz, no nothing. She's that. And to see a drummer like that bring it all together with double bass, that not one instrument deviated. I know that I threw, suspicious at Warning earlier, like, can they really pull that off live? They would not have those stands out there if they weren't doing it for real. There would be a little shame in the game to be like, don't look behind the curtain. This was incredible. Yeah. This was absolutely incredible. And I don't know if any country's got a coined metal as their own, but they have absolutely made that sound their own.
So we call them ego steps or ego risers. That's what we call them.
Yeah, they know what they're working with. and I haven't said this, but I did mention in the beginning Electric Callboy's hair. Hair's the first thing I notice on anybody. Like I jumped on today. I'm like, you're wearing a hat. Okay, got it. But even their hair was next level. I mean, like the braids in the side, and then like the drummers kind of like, efficient out of the way, but still, coiffed nicely. Like the hair was good. So when you look at something like, there's an overall production that some people only see when you see something that has on its 20-week run in Las Vegas, when they have that, down on that level. But this was breathtaking. Nice job, Love Bites.
I'm glad you like it so much, because I think they're amazing. They're also coming here on tour. They're going to be in North America. I'm probably going to go see them in LA. I think it's in September. You should cruise. I think there's going to be a little group of us that are going to go check them out. So,
and we're bringing hot dogs, because that was the only thing that was missing.
We can bring a hot dog for sure. They should be up front, right? They're so good on Sunset, the bacon wrapped ones. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to open up my little Love Bite stand and get sued within the first 5 minutes. They're like, I'm sorry, sir. Yeah, YouTube's not the only place we have copyright issues.
Okay. All right. So in a little bit of an effort to get to know you a little better for all my people, and me too, I've never asked you. When I started my podcast, I was doing the interviews. I wasn't doing the reaction videos. And my friend's daughter came up with the best question that I ever had. And the question was, when did you first feel famous? Now, my friend's daughter was in 5th grade. So keep in mind, this is coming from a little kid. And so it doesn't have to literally be a signature on a piece of paper someone asked you for. When was a kernel in time, a moment in your career that made you feel good that you were on the right path? You were doing something special. There was something bigger than just you. What would you pick? What would be your moment?
I'm going to guess that everybody you've ever asked that question knows that exact moment. That moment stays with you. You know it.
They know it. And what's really great about it is some of the answers are so out of left field and truly genuinely fascinating. And I love it all because it's like that poster, everything you ever needed to know you learned in kindergarten. It was this little kid and she came up with a better question than I've ever asked anybody. And so I like it. Yeah, it's good.
So and I teach a radio class at a university in Thousand Oaks. And everybody that speaks to my class and myself says when you get involved in entertainment on some level, it's weird because it's one of the only industries where you feel the universe kind of getting involved. Like you feel, and you're trying to siphon through, like, am I on the right path? And then a buddy of mine, Christian Hand, says, when you're going in that direction, a problem will inevitably arise, but there will be something that comes in and kind of takes care of that for you. And when that happens, and you're not fighting all of this energy in a direction and with no help, then you might be going in the wrong direction. But for me, as a lifetime, I wanted to be a band guy forever. And I knew that it was like a 1 in a million thing. And my bands in high school were doing great things. And I felt like kind of a big deal then. But then I knew that radio, I lived in Canada for 1 year, took a little career, development class. And an old Canadian computer, which is like its own joke, I guess, they came up with career recommendations. 5 of the 7 were radio television. So I knew that I was going to go in that direction. Called KROQ from my Home Depot payphone while I was, I smoked cigarettes back then. And sure enough, in an industry where everybody blocks you, the phone screener was like, let me get you the right person and get you in here. And I was like, what? I started that quickly, but it wasn't until probably 3 years later when I had my own show. I was doing nights in Santa Barbara, which is not huge, but for somebody that was 22, this is everything I've been working toward. And the specific moment was, I talked to my mom the following morning because I was a night guy, so I got up late. And so I wasn't up in the morning, but she said, I was working the front desk at work, and I made an announcement that said, Joel, will you come to the front office, please? Come to the lobby. Joel, to the lobby, please. And, we'll just call him Joel. Comes running up to the lobby, and he's like, out of breath. Wait a minute. Did I hear you on Spencer's show last night? And she goes, what? Oh, Spencer's my son. Yeah. So then when my mom called me and said that somebody kind of freaked out on and recognized her voice from the in-house paging system at her work, but they recognized the radio. Everything else is kind of forest for the trees. And as like a punk rock kid, you're don't be stupid about this. Don't be a douche about this. Keep it cool. But when my mom was like, somebody recognized my voice at work because of your radio show, that was the first time that I felt like I was onto something a little bigger than myself. So yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. See, there you go, man. There's wonderful stories. I love it. That was a good one. I like that.
I bet everybody has one that you asked that question. That's the best 5th grade question in the world.
In the world. There's a little pat on the back. It's nice.
Thank you. Thank you, 5th grader. And you, Joel.
No problem. Let's jump into the next one here. There's more wonderful stuff out of Japan. Have we heard of a band called Bandmade?
Bandmade? No. But I feel that's clever wordplay, but that would only work in English. So I'm kind of curious to see where we're going with this.
All right, let's find out together. Let's give it a go.
All right.
Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.